Hold on.
No video, right? My lords. No. Okay, let's make sure everything is now. Okay. Wait, wait. You ready to do it? Freestyle?
Yes, yeah. All right, you ready?
You ready to do it?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Just say you're gonna bring me on. Yeah.
All right. Welcome, everyone. Let's do a roll call check. Can everyone hear me? Look at me. Let's see here. Get to the chat. Hello. Can you hear me? Can anyone hear me? Everybody can hear me? Can y'all put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me? A 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Oh. Okay. It's quiet. Oh, okay. So hey, Anastasia, Lamont, Imogene looks like she's trying to come on in, so we're gonna wait for her to come on in. I'm glad you made it in, Anastasia. Welcome. I'm excited to go over this information with you guys. Look, I need some music. It's so quiet. All right, all right. Imogene, can you put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me? Good evening. Yes, good evening. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Okay. All right. Jamie, 1 in the chat. Tracy, 1 in the chat. If y'all can hear me, holla if you hear me. Look, I'll be thinking I'm funny. That's my personality. But I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I am going to wait just a few more minutes to let a couple other people jump on, because they definitely want to hear this information that we're going to be sharing tonight. Tonight is going down. So how is everyone doing this evening? I don't think y'all can hear me. I mean, I don't think I can talk. I think y'all can only chat. So look, Zoom done upgraded and changed their settings. So, oh, Anastasia, you at work? Okay, okay. Imogene, you at work too? You at home? Look, I'm being nosy. But I am not going to take too much of your time, and I'm gonna go ahead and get started. My name is Melody, and I am your favorite credit consultant, right? So tonight, myself and Lamont will be discussing the personal credit and business credit 100K play. 100K to 100K to personal and business credit 100K play. So basically, oh, you meal prepping? Okay, okay. Sorry, I was stumbling on my words. But yeah, so that's what we're going to be discussing tonight, how to get to $100,000 utilizing your personal and business credit. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Lamont, I'll introduce him a little bit later, but he is going to be your business credit specialist when it comes down to building business credit structure and things like that. And me, myself, I am going to discuss credit basics and the do's and don'ts when it comes down to interaction with debt collectors and so forth. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to share my screen right now. And if you guys can put a 2 in the chat when that screen is available to you guys. Is it? Look at me. See. Screen. Can y'all see it? For some reason. Can everybody see my screen? Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. Did I click on the right one? What the heck? I don't know why it's doing this to me today. It's so strange. Hold on. Your girl over here jacking up. But anyways, so I'm gonna get straight to it. So basically, I'm going to be discussing, dang, I really wanted to share my screen. Lamont, is there any way that you can help me share my screen? But I don't know what happened. Give me 2 seconds, y'all. I'm trying to share my screen one more time. Share. Okay, but I don't know why it's not letting me see what I'm sharing. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yay, I just got to work through them kinks. All right. So let me see in the chat too. So I'm gonna be talking to you guys. Look, hit share. Hi. Whatever. I had another screen already up. So, but anyways, so I'm going to answer your questions. Oh, well, I can still see those. Anyways, so this screen right here is my go-to. Like, I really, really love sharing this information with clients and just educating anyone that's interested in rebuilding their credit report, their score, everything, because it's vital to understand the basics when it comes down to credit repair. So right here in front of you on my screen, you have Jane's credit score and you have John's credit score. And some of you already know and have seen this before, which is actually great, but it's actually vital that you are doing what it takes to increase your credit score, because as you can see in front of you, it can be a significant difference on what you are applying for, whether it's a loan, car, mortgage, anything when it comes down to your credit, because a lot of things are based on what your credit score actually is. And if you can see here, Jane has a 730 credit score and John has a 599. And guess who's going to get the short end of the stick? If you see the interest rate for one, it's $14.99. And Jane's interest rate is $199. And if you look at the payment, there's a huge difference, $368 to $514. The total interest paid is less on Jane, as, look at this. This just blows my mind every single time I see it, because a lot of times when you're in the process of getting a car or getting a home or a loan, they're not showing you, okay, well, if you had a better credit score, you could be looking at this on your interest rate. But instead, it's only you and the lender, whoever you're actually encountering, and they're most of the time telling you like, this is a great deal, go ahead and get it. But as you can see, it's really not. The goal is, your new goal is 750. Can everybody put 750 in the chat? 750 credit score. Look, I'm gonna do it myself. This is the goal. So we're not maintaining anything that is, or entertaining that starts with a 4, 5, or even a 6. 750 is the credit score that you actually want. And as you can see why, literally John put himself in a position to where he literally damn near could have bought a rental property, another car, or all sorts of stuff, literally, because his credit score was a 599. Okay. And little old Jane, she came out on top, and literally this is for the same car. So I just have to reiterate that with anyone and everyone that I talk to, that literally, I always say the saying, bad credit is an expensive lifestyle. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is what I'm referencing right here, because it actually is. Look, $9,000, literally, for the same exact car and price. Okay. So the same thing happens with your credit cards, mortgage, loans, etc. So we definitely want to take the time to do what is going to be beneficial for you. It literally benefits you, your family, everything, because I know that's a lot of money that you can put elsewhere. Family trips, vacations, add-ons to your home, extra car. I mean, there's all types of things. Giving back, you can do all type of stuff with that. Same thing here with the mortgage. And this one is just absolutely just crazy when you look at the numbers. So this home is $250,000 over a 30-year fixed mortgage. And the same thing, Jay has a 730 credit score. John has 599. If you look at the interest rates on both, obviously Jane's payment is lower, John's is higher. But look at this total interest paid for the same house, same square footage. Why would we even put ourselves in those situations, right? It's just kind of like, no, don't sign me up for that one. I don't want to do that. I'd rather sit out and do what it takes to build my credit score. And typically, if you do everything accordingly and how you're supposed to be, and if you're in the program that we offer, you could obtain those goals within a year, less than a year, 6 to 12 months, depending on your current situation when you actually come in. But look at that, $201 more for the exact same home and price. So we definitely don't want to go that route. So the next thing, so that's pretty much like the credit basics. The other thing that I'm going to talk about is your payment history. A lot of times people don't know what the payment, how the credit bureaus determine your credit score. So 35% of it is your payment history. 30% is the amount owed. You need to have mixed credit, new credit, and your length of credit history. So if you don't have any credit established at all, you're going to be building your credit profile. Okay. And that takes time to do so, because the lender wants to know that they're going to be extending a loan to a borrower that is going to, make that payment back. All right. So it's very important that you pay your bills on time. The length of credit history is important. And you don't want to apply for any credit if you don't need it. So you don't want to apply for credit just because you're at Macy's and they're like, hey, do you want a store card? And your credit score is pretty decent and you get it. Another thing is do not go to the car lot for cars. If you would like to get a car, you definitely want to do the dealings with your actual bank or Capital One. I always refer my clients to Capital One or the credit union or bank that they're actually going with, because they're only going to pull your credit one time and they're not going to run it multiple times. I literally had a client that went to a dealership and they ran his credit 29 times in one day. 29 times in one day. Not only did he not get approved, but that drastically dropped his credit score by like 75 points. It was crazy. And when your credit score drops like that, it takes a while for it to rebound. So that's definitely a don't. The next thing, I'm gonna switch gears a little bit because we're gonna talk about how to build your credit score from scratch. And guess what? This is without any hard inquiries. And it's very, very important because a lot of times people think that they have to apply with different credit bureaus, creditors and things like that, and they're going to get that hard inquiry. Don't go to the automotive. That's what they did. They ran my credit. Yep, exactly. Yes. And it's crazy. And you're sitting there and they don't tell you that at all. And my client, he literally walked away with no car. So he's actually in a worse situation that he was in before he got there, right? So don't do that. It's best. Look, I'm rambling right now because I'm into it, but you definitely want to know your credit score before you go to the dealership, basically. Know where it's at. Consult with someone, give me a call. I'll be able to assist you in that. But definitely, if you are planning to go to the car lot, you need to have at least a 700 credit score. Right. Nope. Don't go back and try again. Do not do that. That is just crazy. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about next is how to build your credit from scratch. I'm going to be looking over here just a little bit because my screen is tilted in this direction, but I'm still going to be giving you all that bomb information. So the way you actually do that is that you're pretty much, hold on, we got somebody that wants to jump in. All right, perfect. So how you're actually going to do that, I guess I can stop sharing my screen, huh? Oh, that's good too. Well, how about I let this resonate on y'all right there. Look at that. Just look at that. And then you'll be like, nope, I'm not doing it. Okay. So you're going to build your credit from scratch, your credit report from scratch by simply applying for 2 or more Navy federal credit unions, and you're going to get secured loans. Okay. A secured loan is basically where you actually put X amount of money down to obtain that card. Okay. The great thing about it is that there is no inquiry. So you want to do $500 or $1,000 or more. But the great thing about it, like I said, it has no inquiry. You could also go to your credit union if you're in Fort Wayne, which like I am. You can go to PNC, any bank pretty much, or credit union you can actually go to get a secured loan. Okay. You want to do a minimum of $500 and the max, it can even be up to $2,000. The great thing about it is it's your $2,000. The only thing you did was put it on a card because you're building credit. And like I said, no inquiry. You could also get a Tomo credit card. There's no inquiry. An extra credit card, no inquiry. Self lenders, no inquiry. And there's several people that are familiar with Self, but it's really, really great. I actually love it because it's a credit building savings account. It's really nice and there's no inquiry. Now, the thing is, you would want to obtain at least all of these cards that I'm talking about or close to it, because you're building out your credit profile. Okay. And they want to see that you can actually maintain credit. So you don't have to get them all at once, but eventually, yes, you want to go down the list and you want to get at least 6 to 8 cards. And the great thing about Self and Credit Strong, you pay a monthly fee, which is super affordable. I believe they even have a plan that is low as $55 that you can actually acquire, and it's the Magnum plan. Or you can build and save. Those cards that I just went over have no inquiry. And the last one is your rental account. If you're currently still renting right now, Rent Reporters is a really, really great one to sign up for, because they're going to report your rent to the credit bureau. So you got your rental report account that you're going to use. Utilize, that has no inquiry, Credit Strong, Self, Extra, Tomo, and the secure cards from your credit unions. And Navy Federal is really, really great if you do have someone that was in the military. You can get an account with that. So that's pretty much it. I don't want to steal all of Lamont's time because look, I can ramble like a mug, but that's the way to do it with no inquiry. So a lot of times people think they have to apply for credit cards and you don't. There's actually ways to go around it. The ones that I just explained, they are no inquiry. So even if you have a 18-year-old, you want to start them out this way because you're literally building their credit and not getting them any hard pulls on their credit, which is going to stick on their credit card for about 2 years until they fall off, and they also bring your credit score down. So you can't apply for multiple things because that doesn't look good to the lender. I'm also going to talk about how to respond to a debt collector. When a debt collector is contacting you, they say, hey, Maxine, we're calling in reference to a debt of $850. How would you like to pay for that? The first thing you're going to do is say, hello, I am unaware of this debt that you're talking about. We're not going to admit to any debt at all ever, because anyone could be calling you, and there's definitely a ton of scams that are actually happening. It's actually a violation if they call you before 8 a.m. or after 8 p.m. So you definitely are going to let them know, like, hey, according to the Fair Debt Credit Reporting Act, this is actually a violation. Do not contact me during these time periods. You're also going to let them know that, like I said, you're unfamiliar with this debt that you allege that I owe. I'm not admitting to anything. And if you remember, a lot of times they say this call is going to be recorded, right? So you don't want to, even if you do have a bill with a medical collection, we're not going to admit to it because the debt collector actually has to have the right to collect on that debt. Okay. So they actually have to have the right to collect on it, meaning if they can't produce that they have the right to collect on that debt, then that means you don't have to pay it because you don't owe the debt collector, you owe the original creditor. Okay. Does everybody get that? Am I going too fast? Can y'all put a 1 in the chat? Let me know how I'm going. Can y'all hear me okay still? Because I've been rambling. Yes, no, maybe. A 1. I'm gonna keep going. Okay, perfect. The second thing you're going to do, the second thing you're going to do is you're going to let them know to contact you by mail only. You're going to say, hey, go ahead and send all correspondence to me by mail. And you just want them contacting you in writing, pretty much, not over the phone. And you're also going to let them know that you do not authorize them to contact you at your place of employment. And once you tell them those things, they have to follow those rules, or it is actually considered a violation of the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and those violations can carry up to $1,000. So if a debt collector does contact you, you're going to also get their name and the name of the company and jot that down, because they actually have to respond to you by mail within 5 days. And if they don't send anything out, this debt is definitely alleged, or there's no proof that you actually have a debt. So you definitely want to get that information. Is there anything else? Also, the collection agency may say, okay, well, Maxine, what is your address? You're going to tell the debt collector, simply use the address that you have on file. We're not going to give them any information. We're not going to help them find you, right? Why would we do that? So yeah, you're going to tell them to use the address that they have on file, and then you're just going to simply get off the phone. So never admit to any debt. Tell them you're unfamiliar with this alleged debt that they're talking about. Tell them not to contact you again via phone. Do not contact you at work, and that you would like to get all correspondence via mail. Okay. That's pretty much it when it comes down to that. I think that is all I'm going to cover right now. I'm actually going to have Lamont step in and go over how to run that business credit play here. Let me see.
Yo, 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 can you hear me?
We can hear you.
I hear that. I hear that. I think you're gonna have to switch me over to a host
Okay.
to get video.
Look at me. I feel like the old lady, y'all.